What's going on, Central Unit? Is the Central Man here? So this is my reviews of WCW Monday Nitros for the 27th of November 1995 and the 4th of December 1995. Sorry. So we're going to start with the 27th of November's episode of Monday Nitro. This is the aftermath from World War III. Anyway, it started off really basically there's a lot of rematches from World War III. Only two. Anyway, so there's one rematch from World War III. We got Johnny B. Bad defending the television championship against Diamond Dallas Page. At this moment, you had the Diamond Doll with Johnny B. Bad because at World War III, Johnny B. Bad retains the title, and also he gets the Diamond Doll. Winner gets the magical service of the Diamond Doll, Kimberly. Yeah, basically, yeah, DDP entered the ring where holding carrying like a bunch of roses and giving it to the Diamond Doll, and also cheap shot Johnny B. Bad to start the match. And then during this match, Kimberly found the really it was a silver chain around the bunch of roses. In the end, you had basically throw it really kind of I don't know slide it towards Johnny B. Bad, and DDP asked Kimberly the chain, where's the chain? In the end, Johnny B. Bad used the chain onto DDP to win this match and retain the television championship. And then basically Johnny B. Bad was a bit confused at Kimberly, the Diamond Doll, says, why you give it to me? Why you just give it to DDP? And then and basically Kimberly just laughed and smiled about you won. That's the point, and that was the end. So yeah, he's basically confused and puzzled why because yeah, he's got confused. Johnny B. Bad because of Kimberly. He's supposed to be used to be DDP's valet. Everyone knows Kimberly and DDP are husband and wife. They got divorced a decade later, but seeing that B. Bad told Kimberly, why you helping me instead of him, and then and Kimberly just basically you know unless you at least you won. That's the point. And anyway, unfortunately, I thought they were going for a blow off of the rivalry between B Bad versus DDP. Unfortunately, Mark Merrow left WCW to go to the WWF with his real life wife Sable. Anyway, so we got the first segment of the 27th of November's episode of Nitro. And by the way, this episode's at Salem. I think it was Salem, West Virginia. I think. Anyway, basically, you got the segment between Jimmy Hart and Kevin Sullivan, the Taskmaster. Yeah, Mean Gene Oakland interviewed both Jimmy Hart and Kevin Sullivan. Kevin Sullivan is pissed off at Jimmy Hart because of between Luger and Savage at World War III. Basically blamed him because if Savage got injured, he would never win the World Heavyweight title. And basically talked about you had this go watch my World War III review. He talked about when basically Luger locks really Savage in the armbar, and then Sting basically coming down, talking out, let go of the hold. He said about he's got about 10 more seconds to hold the hold. I don't know. He's basically wants Luger to injure Savage his arm. Because he thought about because the Dungeon and Doom left World War III without the world title, and Jimmy Hart said about they're Sting and Luger are friends. They talked about who's your manager from the beginning, me. Because I done my research that Jimmy Hart and Kevin Sullivan, they are really friends. No, they were managers back in the territory days. Jimmy Hart used to manage Kevin Sullivan. Anyway, so I don't get this segment. It was just basically good. It's just a bland segment. The Nitro episodes from '95. They got better in '96. It's just kind of like filler. It's just a filler segment. It's typical. Blaming it on Jimmy Hart. Why Jimmy Hart blaming? Why Taskmaster blaming Jimmy Hart. I don't understand. It's very confusing. Anyway, so moving on to the tag team match, we got, and this is another rematch from World War III. We got Kute Suzuki and Mayumi Ozaki taking on Bull Nakano and Akira Hokuto. And this was good. This is the same. I don't think it's the same as the previous match of World War III, but it was okay. I'm not saying it was great, but it was decent. What it is, they both did a lot of high flying spots. It's very funny. Like every time one of these tag teams do like a move off the top rope, they completely miss, or one of the opponents get out of the way in the last minute. Anyway, so I think it was Mayumi hit like a double splash onto Ozaki, and no, it's Okato. Sorry, Okato hit like a double splash onto Ozaki and Suzuki. She hit like a double like drop kick on both Ozaki and Suzuki. In the end, Hiroto hit like a brainbuster onto Suzuki. I think Suzuki was wearing white yet to win this match. Basically, 2 for 2. It's shocked because they won. The heels won the tag team match of World War III, and now they won the rematch. Really a day after on Nitro. It's just I thought like the babyface will get the win back. I don't know much about them. Instead of Bull Nakano, but Bull Nakano was really a star. But all 4 like tag teams for the women are really, I think, the stars in the Joshi scene. Bull Nakano had experience in America, wrestling in the WWF, feuding with Alonda Blaze for the women's championship. She's also a former women's champion. Yeah, she got fired. I brought it up on my review of World War III. I think she was doing drugs, or she got busted for possession of drugs. I think it was cocaine. Anyway, so moving on to the next match. Next match, we got Hulk Hogan taking on, Hulk Hogan taking on Hugh Morris. Sorry, I wrote down the matches on the card for the 27th of November and the 4th of December's episode of Nitro. Anyway, so we got Hulk Hogan versus Hugh Morris represent the Dungeon of Doom. That is it. Sorry. Anyway, so the match was It's just to me. Hugh Morris will be later on become Hugh G. Wretched, part of MIA. It was okay, but it was just like meh. It's so predictable that Hogan's gonna win. Hugh Morris has the offense, hit the moonsault. Hogan kicked out. Hogan hit the leg drop, scored the victory. And then we've got this segment between Savage and Hogan. This is like the controversial ending of World War III, the Battle Royal. Basically, Hogan's still pissed off, and he still he shows some footage of the main event, the Battle Royal for the World Heavyweight Championship. Hogan, eliminated the Giant. The Giant pulled him out of the ring, and then I'm guessing it was cut due to malfunction. It's 1990s. This is basically years before the DVD. I think the DVD is still around in America, but it got popular in the late 90s, early 2000s. So anyway, and then afterwards you got the Giant beat down Hogan, chokeslam Savage on the floor, and then Sting trying to came to the rescue. Giant is about to chokeslam Sting. Hogan grabbed the chair and whacked the Giant multiple times, and I think he got suspended, I think. Anyway, so it's only kayfabe. Anyway, so the main event of the 27th of November's episode of Nitro, we got a tag team match. We got Double A, Arn Anderson and Brian Pillman represent the Horsemen taking on Sting and Lex Luger, the friends. The friends in real life. Don't get me wrong, between Sting and Luger. Luger is still a heel. I'm guessing he's still part of the Dungeon of Doom. I don't know. This is confusing. Anyway, the match I think it was a fun match for what it is. Sorry, I'm drinking my glass of water. Anyway, one more of the match. Sting locked Pillman. I think it was Pillman. No, Sting locked Double A, Arn Anderson with the Scorpion Deathlock. Pillman was about to do hit a move off the top rope. Luger basically threw him off the top rope. he kind of crashed into Sting to break up the hold. The heels got some heat. In the end, Sting locked there, really rolled up Arn Anderson for the victory, and then afterwards you got Ric Flair came along attacking Sting and Luger, because Luger used to be part of the Horsemen. Anyway, they were beating down Sting and Luger. I think Flair locked in the figure four leg lock onto Sting, and then Hogan came to the rescue, and came to the rescue, and basically Pillman and Arn Anderson pulled really Flair out of the ring to safety, and that was basically the end of the 27th of November's episode of Nitro. It was meh. It's more like take it or leave it. It was like, I'll get to my final thoughts in the end. Anyway, so before I get to the 4th of December's episode of Nitro, I need a piss. I'm back. So anyway, let's move on to the 4th of December's episode of Monday Nitro. This episode of Nitro is on Phoenix, Arizona. Anyway, so we start with the WCW Tag Team Championship match. We got Harlem Heat defending the belt against the American Males. That is Marcus Alexander Bagwell, the future Buff Bagwell. I'm gonna call him Buff Bagwell. He's got the Buff Bagwell mustache. Anyway, they were the former tag team champions, the American Males. The one defeated Holland Heat on the September's episode of Nitro. I'm guessing that's after Fall Brawl, I think. And then I think it was on a episode of Saturday Night Main Event, Holland Heat regained the tag team titles from American Males. So anyway, I think this is the only tag team title victory for the tag team. It's a shame. Anyway, so the match was good. The match was good between both tag teams. It was back and forth. It was during the storyline between Sister Sherry, Sensational Sherry, and Colonel Robert Parker. Parker basically gave Sherry a present in a red or pink box. I don't know what it is. It's a very tough angle. And I think the announcers they mentioned about a ring. I'm guessing like in kayfabe, Robert Parker's proposed to Sherry in kayfabe. So basically, Parker picked up Sherry and they walked towards the sunsets, continued. That led up to, Medusa, crashing the wedding. That'll be late 95, early 96 episodes of Nitro. We're nearly there. We're nearly at the end of the year. We've got about 3 or 4 more episodes, really 3 more episodes of Nitros of 95. Before, Medusa returned to WCW, put the WWF Women's Championship in the trash. Anyway, so the match was good. There was some black fan basically yelling. I'll get to it shortly. In the end, you had I think Holland Heat won this match. They hit the Holland Hangover onto I think it was Buff or Scotty Riggs to win this match, retain the tag team titles. I'm guessing this black fan trying to go after one member of Holland Heat. I think it was Stevie Ray. I don't. If he attacked that fan, that 100% would be a plant. I have no problem with plants. It's just kayfabe. They know what they're doing. They get paid to get their ass kicked. Anyway, so moving on to really the show went downhill afterwards. Anyway, so we got Sting and Luger. And they announced that Sting and Luger will fight in a triangle match at Starrcade. Anyways, and Sting basically says, "Hey, we're best friends, and I don't care what you did with Jimmy Hart, and then hope you win your world title against Randy Savage, and then and Luger says you're right on the money, and then move on to the next match. The next match we got Sting versus Kurosawa or Karasawa. I can't pronounce this dude's name. Anyway, match sucked. Kurosawa worked on the arm of Sting. Yeah, I don't think he got over in Japan. Not in Japan, but in America, in WCW. He had a good career in Japan. After his a couple coffee run in WCW, he won the G1 Climax and the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship and some tag teams. Tag team title belts. I think he won the 6-man tag team title belts. There's so many championships in New Japan. You got the IWGP. Right now, don't talk about right now. You got the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship, the IWGP Tag Team Championships. You got the 6-man championship, the United States Championship, and the Intercontinental Championship. Actually, you got 4 actually. Anyway, so Kurosawa had some offense. In the end, Sting locked Kurosawa with the Scorpion Deathlock to score the victory. And then we got Scott Norton versus the Giant. This was a squash match. You had Norton hit the atomic drop onto the Giant. In the end, he was going for like a move off the top rope. Giant chokes like Norton, scored the victory. Yeah, it was a squash match. I don't think he was that good, Scott Norton. It's just it's just like it's just filler. At least the end with the Shark. He was feuding with the Shark. That was stupid. It's just a filler feud. I don't know, because Shark cost Norton the match against Randy Savage. Then we got Ric Flair with Charles Barkley. Charles Barkley. Sorry, I'm Northern. Barkley. We pronounce it. We take our R's away from in the middle of the word. Every time there's a word with the R in the middle, our R's basically go away. It's like, it's Barkley. Like, great example. Like people say car. This, someone says car. Every time it says car, we pronounce it like ca. Anyway, so basically, I've done my research on Charles Barkley. Barkley is a basketball player. He plays for the Phoenix Suns. I think this is his last seasons, but before he goes to Houston, I think he won the NBA championships. I don't know. He's kind of like a legend. Flair kind of puts him over. Saying about one of the greatest basketball players today, and then and Ric Flair said, if Hogan, Sting, and Savage, if you get in the way of the Nature Boy, Barkley will basically walk away from the NBA, enjoy the Horsemen, and that was it. It was kind of just right. It's just like, wow, this is a filler. The reviews I'm talking about these Nitros are so filler. Like I said, they get better in like 96, 97, 98, 99 split bit mixed bag, and then 2000 was really an absolute shitstorm of a year. Anyway, moving on to the main event. The main event, we got Randy Savage defending the WCW World Heavyweight Championship against Lex Luger. And this is for fourth time over like 2 months, because they fought. This is the second time on Nitro. They fought at Halloween Havoc, and they fought at World War III. This was boring. Yeah, it was a boring match. Flair interfered, hit Randy Savage with a knuckle duster, and basically Hogan came to the rescue. He accidentally hit Sting. The match ended in disqualification. Yeah, this was a clusterfuck. And afterwards, you got this segment between Hogan and Sting. Basically, what side Sting's on? Is he said about, I'm still Lex Luger's friend. I'm still your friend Hogan. And I'm gonna bring up like the tag team match for next week between him and Hogan taking on, I think it was Flair and Double A, I think, or Pillman or Double A in Charlotte, North Carolina. That'll be next week. Stay tuned. Anyway, so basically, Hogan says, I said, brother, and he said to Sting, keep Luger away from me, in my face, and anyway, that was the end. Anyway, so I nearly did it for 20 minutes. No, it's nothing else to talk about because those Nitros they're about 1 hour. You know, they move up to 2 hours and 3 hours, 45 to 55 minutes on the network because they edit out the adverts instead of the adverts for promoting the pay-per-views and Slim Jims. Anyway, so my final the two Nitros, they were not that good. They were mediocre. Like, I don't know. I'll give it like the 27th of November's episode of Nitro, 4 out of 10. Same as the 4th of December's episode of Nitro. Like, they only had one good match. You know, on the 27th of November's episode of Nitro, you had actually on second thought, the 27th of November's episode was a bit better than the 4th of December's episode of Nitro. The aftermath to World War III, you had two good matches. You know, Johnny B. Bad. Actually, yeah, one good match. Actually, sorry, my bad. You know it was okay. It was short, but the women's tag team match was the only good match on the show. Yeah, Johnny B. Bad versus DDP. It was okay. Wasn't, you know, if they had more time, maybe. Hogan and Morris is meh. Pillman and Double A. You know, Arn Anderson taking on Sting and Luger. It's just basically, you know, it was okay. Yeah, it was just a mediocre show. It was a fine show. You know, it could be a lot better. The December's episode of Nitro for the 4th of December, you only had one good match. That is Harlem Heat versus American Male for the tag team titles. Besides that, there were a lot of like mediocre matches, like fucking Scott Norton versus the Giant and Sting versus Kurosawa and Savage versus Luger. I don't think they had good matches. You know, it's just boring. That the main event was fucking boring, and a clusterfuck. So I hope you enjoyed my reviews of WCW's Monday Nitros for the 27th of November and the 4th of December of 1995. Sorry, kind of froze. Anyway, leave your thoughts in the comment section below, smash the like button, and subscribe to the Central Man Network on YouTube. And I'll be back next Friday for another review of WCW Monday Nitro. See you later. Check you later.